It was bad moon rising for Chris Sale last night as a 5-hit, 1-earned run performance in the series finale versus the Tigers was spoiled by a 3-hit complete game shutout by Max Scherzer. And tonight, Jose Quintana will look for a better fate as he and the Sox get ready for a 3-game set with the red-hot Kansas City Royals. We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. As Jose Abreu, Adam Dunn, Alexei Ramirez, Adam Eaton, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Billy Butler, Eric Hosmer, Alex Gordon, and the red-hot Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson, as we get set to bring you the first of this 3-game set. As you know, in the finale of that series, that rain-abbreviated series with the Tigers last night, Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, terrific pitching matchup. Chris pitched great, just gave up the 1 run. Meanwhile, we got shut out 4-0. But we're tonight taking on one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Kansas City's been playing pretty good baseball, and the Sox and Kansas City both got off to a tough start. Take a look at the Royals. Through May 28th, they were 6.5 games back. They weren't hitting very well. They weren't scoring very well. The White Sox through May 15th, well, they were back there also at 8 games back, and the pitching wasn't good. So since then, the Royals have gone 9-4. Now they're starting to score some runs. The Sox, the pitching has gotten a whole lot better. They're 11-10, and both of them are right in the middle of the race. Thank Detroit for that and their bullpen problems, but these two teams fancy themselves contenders.
And Quintana against Guthrie tonight.
It's a good matchup, and both pitchers are scuffling. There you see Jeremy Guthrie. Got a no decision against our Sox last time, but in his last 11, 0-6 with an ERA up over 4. And Jose Quintana lost last time out. He is 0-4 lifetime against Kansas City, and so he wants to turn it around also. And you couldn't have a better night to do it than tonight. A big 3-game series with Kansas City kicking off tonight, and hopefully Jose can do it.
And the season series is knotted up at 3 games apiece, so sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field on a gorgeous night for baseball. It's delightfully cool as the Sox entertain Kansas City. And let's take a look at how Ned Yost is going to line up his Royals tonight. Nori Aoki leading it off, and Omar Infante in a two-spot with Eric Hosmer, Billy Butler, Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez, Lorenzo Cain, Mike Moustakas, and Alcides Escobar rounding it out. The key defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Quintana. Diaz, Eaton, and Viciedo in the outfield with Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Abreu in the infield. Tyler Flowers with the nod behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana. This is 14th start. He's 3-6, although he's thrown much better than that. The ERA of fine, 3.59. Only 24 walks in 77 2/3 innings. The umpires for the game tonight: Gabe Morales behind the plate, Chris Conroy is at first, Paul Emmel, the crew chief, is at second, and Jordan Baker is at third. And so with Aoki stepping in, they've thrown the ball around the infield. We're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stevie, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this three-game set. Nori Aoki hitting at .256, no homers, 14 knocked in, gets set to lead it off. And the first pitch of the ball game from our Jose Quintana is taken inside. Royals come in hitting at .254 as a team with a 3.76 ERA. Aoki has faced Quintana 8 times, has 3 hits, now make it 4 for 9.
This Kansas City team can run. Aoki has swiped 7, but he's been caught 4 times. That's not a particularly good percentage. But this team doesn't hit the ball out of the ballpark a lot, so they depend on going first to third and using their speed.
Well, if you look at this Kansas City lineup, all things being equal, if they're just having their average years, not anything super, just average, this is one of the best lineups in the American League.
Well, certainly they're probably at the top in defense. And they've got guys who can hit the baseball that are not hitting it right now.
Here's Infante. They missed him when he was gone. As he takes ball 1. Infante hitting at .232, a couple of homers he's driven in 25.
You always mention that rule number 1 is catch the baseball. This Kansas City team can catch the baseball. Yeah, they're pretty good at it.
Yeah. They're as good as anybody in this league. There's a strike. And when you can do that, you being a former pitcher, you know how much easier it makes it on you.
You can give them just 3 outs an inning, you're in pretty good shape. And when there's a double play that has to be turned, if you turn it, you're in better shape.
Decent lead by Aoki.
General Manager Dayton Moore decided that he needed 2 things in the winter. He needed a leadoff hitter. You're looking at him. Aoki, they got him from Milwaukee. And they needed a number 2 hitter and a second baseman, preferably a guy who can get the big hit for you, and they got that in Omar Infante.
Outfield straight up. And now there's a solid single to center. So trouble will be brewing right off the bat.
And this base hit sends Tyler Flowers to talk with Jose Quintana. Jose has never beaten the Royals. He's 0-4 against them, and this is an ominous start as you go through the middle part of the order.
Well, Dayton Moore has made a lot of good moves, and not a whole bunch of bad ones.
Now, if you looked at the last 5 years, this team has won more games each and every year, leading up to the 86 they won last year, and they felt this year would be their year. Still remains to be seen if they're going to be able to do that. And one of the things they will probably lose is James Shields to free agency.
But here's Hosmer hitting at .259, 3 homers, 29 driven in. 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first if you're just tuning in. There's a breaking ball strike. Dayton's made a lot of good moves, but 1 or 2 more he could have made.
And might just do it as we head to the trading deadline, because the way the division looks now, everybody's got a shot.
Well, to me, as I said, I don't know the National League that well, but to me, in the American League, the parity over here, if you're talking about tough to win a game against, this is the best division in the American League. It's tough to win a game against any team in the Central.
And that being said, the Sox have done a nice job at 16-12 within the division.
Well, you got to do that if you're going to sniff postseason. You got to play well in your own division.
There you look at the standings with the Royals 2.5 back, our Sox 3.5 back, dead tie with the Indians and the Twins 4 back, and the Twins and Tigers going head to head with the Twins winning 1-0.
2-2.
Hosmer's grounded into 8 double plays this year. The only Royal who's grounded into more, Salvador Perez.
And there's a base hit on a rolling curveball. So they're going to hold him up. Here's a throw. As he comes through the sign, he scores, and it's 1-0 Kansas City.
30th run batted in for Hosmer. Very quickly, 3 up, 3 hits, and 1-0 down.
3 hard hits.
Rusty Kuntz, the first base coach, along with Eric Hosmer.
And here is Butler. Billy got off to a slow start for him. But what he has on the back of his baseball card at the end of the season will probably be there again.
He hits the ball very hard and usually likes to take it to right or right center field. However, he also is an inviting double play target if you can get the ground ball.
One and one to count.
Butler's another guy they have a tough decision on because he's got an option in the neighborhood of $12 million next year. And that's pretty stiff if a guy's not going to be a home run hitter for you.
And there's a base hit by Gillespie. It's a cutoff man, so beat goes on 2-0. This is what this lineup can do. They can get you with continuation hitting. I mentioned it's one of the best lineups in the American League.
That fastball inside, knee high, and Butler just drives it by Gillespie. So 4 straight hits have yielded 2 runs, and that brings Don Cooper out from the dugout.
Well, you and I talked about it the first game we played these guys this year, and that was 6 games ago. The series is split 3 games apiece. Is that the key to this ball club offensively was Mike Moustakas.
If he came through this year, and that's still really at this point still an issue.
It's still the key.
If he comes through with this ball club, they're going to be very difficult to deal with. In the last 5 years, 65, 67, 71, 72, topped by 86 wins last year. So they keep on getting better.
Alex Gordon at 283, 7 homers, 35 knocked in. There are a lot of pitchers that had rather pitch to clubs that had a lot of more home run hitters, free swingers, so to speak. Our guys can pitch to a club like Kansas City, which the only thing they're going to do is just try to make contact, solid contact.
And in their ballpark, they got a lot of guys who will hit many doubles, because that is a great doubles and even a triples park. Dale Swaim was named the new hitting coach. Former third base coach for them. And of course, former manager of the Chicago Cubs.
And former player with us.
How long was he here?
Not very long. Here 40 games, 92.
And Alex Gordon, with runners in scoring position, second in the American League, hitting an astounding 385.
And there's a base hit. That's extra base hit. So Butler's going to be held at third. Hosmer scores, and it's 3-0. Ducks on the pond, still nobody out.
RBI number 36. And unfortunately, falling behind 3-1. That fastball on the inner portion, and even though it's 93, Gordon's too good a hitter. And he drives that ball into right field. And
well, the last
continues.
With the count even like that, the last thing on his mind was home run.
Nope. Didn't think about it.
No, just don't try to do too much. That's when you get in the mindset that they are and playing in the park they play in, where they don't have any home runs. That carries over when you go on the road. So when you get 2-0, 3-1, don't try to do too much with it now. Just make good contact. Stay on it. Perez just looks back.
Probably thinking, give my pitcher that one, because that one was well inside off the plate.
Well, on the road, just like our team and other teams, Jeremy Gatsby's sitting over there in that dugout rather than being down in that bullpen.
He is that, and Scott Carroll is now up in the pen.
I will never understand that.
Well, especially when you have the potential of having a long inning. He's going to go out there. You know he's going to ask for extra pitches, but that being said, he will have been on that bench for a long time.
He gone. And a Bronx cheer. One down.
Good breaking ball down and in. Tyler does a nice job of blocking it. And then Perez gives up the at-bat by walking straight to the dugout without being tagged or thrown out.
Here's Kane. Lorenzo at 322, a couple of homers, 24 knocked in. He has faced Quintana 22 times. That's 5 hits. Now make it 6 hits. So it's going to be a 5-0 lead on a double by Kane. He got a cookie right there and didn't miss it.
RBIs 25 and 26. This rolling breaking ball stays right over the middle of the plate. And Lorenzo Cain came in hitting well over 300. Continues his hot hitting.
So here's Moustakas. Hitting at 164, but he's picked it up a little bit in the RBI category. He's driven in 22 now. And he has hit Quintana well. 8 for 19 with a couple of homers. You and I are accustomed to it now because we've been watching it for so long. But for you and I, if we go back in our way back machine, at this point, in this juncture of this game, there would have been 1 or 2 Royals already been flipped.
Well, they look pretty comfortable up there as a unit.
Yeah.
And you can see against the Royals, Jose has had his problems. 0-4 lifetime.
1-2. Yeah. That was one of the bywords. Don't let them get too comfortable up there.
Used to say that. They used to say move their feet. Get them to move their feet.
For some managers, stick it in their ear.
Well, occasionally they would mention that also. Mark Barrett was on the phone checking to see if Scott Carroll is ready, and he appears to be because he's pretty much slowed down his preparation.
Yeah, I had a manager that we were playing. I was with Kansas City and we were playing Boston. Tim Lonborg was pitching and I hit a 3-run home off of it. First time up, first inning, and next time I come to the plate, Dick Williams was the manager. And he was standing on the top step of that dugout screaming, "Lonnie, stick it in his ear. Stick it in his ear." I mean, this went on for like 8 or 10 seconds.
That didn't make you very happy, I don't think.
Well, I called timeout with the umpire, and I walked over in front of their dugout. He was still had one foot on top of the dugout, and I said, "If he hits me, I'm not going after him. I'm coming after you."
Did Dick say, "See if you can keep it away from this guy"?
Not one Red Sox player said a word. And about a month later, a month and a half later, I was picked up by Boston. First thing he said, "Can we forget about that incident?" I said, "Yeah." That's high in the center field. Kane is tagging. And here he goes, and here's the throw. Just what a throw by Adam Eaton.
We're constantly surprised that Eaton can not only get a whole lot on the throw, but get it there accurately, seemingly each and every time. Kane can really run. And Adam Eaton made it a whole lot closer than it should have been. He comes up firing. This is a one-hopper right on the money. Nice pick by Connor Gillespie, because that's a short hop, and that's not easy. But the problem is, on the short hop, your glove has to come up to make the catch. The guy slides down under it. Just a terrific play on both ends.
I don't know if any center fielder in this league can throw better than Adam.
No, he's really accurate with all of his throws.
He's fun to watch. So now 2 out as they hit around, and here's Escobar. Alcides hitting at 287, a couple of homers, 22 knocked in, and he is hitting 333 against Quintana. A lot of that 7 hits for 21 at bats coming on swings just like that, trying to take it into right center. And he also is on a 10-game hitting streak. Quickly 0-2.
Last year, Kansas City was pretty surprised with Escobar in that he only hit .234. Because he has hit in the 290s before, and they expected him to be back there, and he's very close to it now.
He gone. All right, that one's over. Boys, we got plenty of time as they score 5 in the top of the first.
It's Eaton, Beckham, and Gillespie at the top with Abreu, Dunn, and Ramirez in the middle, followed by Viciedo, Diaza, and Tyler Flowers, who's done very well against the Royals. The key defensive setup and how they're going to line up behind Jeremy Guthrie, it's Gordon, Kane, and Aoki in the outfield, with Moustakas, Escobar, Infante, and Hosmer in the infield. Salvador Perez behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Jeremy Guthrie. On for a 14th start, he's 2-6, ERA up over 4. He usually has very good control, as you can see, just 20 walks and 85 2/3. But last 11 starts, he is winless.
And before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours. Here's Adam. Adam at 251, a homer. He's driven in 18. Yeah, we said it. Guys, we sat over there for 20 minutes in that first half.
And if it's going to affect them at all, it's going to affect them with location and control, obviously.
1-1 to count. Sox come in at 255 as the club with a 4.28 team ERA. Sox 19-15 here at home. And there's a good way to start it.
That fastball was up in the zone, and Adam, who's been seeing a lot of high fastballs lately, gets on top of it and drives it right by Guthrie. So you get a couple here, a couple there. Before you know it, Quintana settles down, you're back in the game.
Yeah, we pack away. That's all. We got 27 outs yet to play around with. As Gordon takes strike one, he's hitting at 295, 4 homers, 15 knocked in. Guthrie, 35 years old. Comes in at 23 under, 72 and 95.
Last year he had a good year with the Royals. He was 15-12. The ERA a touch over 4, and he started 33 games while completing 3 of them.
Well, last year he really featured a nice changeup for the first time in his career.
I think it really made his year. He threw it a lot, and this year it seems like he's gone away from it for whatever reason. Hopefully he doesn't remember.
Perez, he's a good one behind that plate. Salvador, just 24 years old, just turned 24. One of the better looking young catchers come into the American League in a long time. Perez keeps that one in front of him. So a full count. Don't help him out.
Guthrie only has 2 wild pitches this year. Probably largely to the credit of Salvador Perez. It's hard to get the ball by him.
And there's ball 4, so the first 2 men aboard. And here's Gillespie. He's hitting at 340. No homers, 23 knocked in. He has faced Guthrie 14 times, has 4 hits. You know, the 4 hits, all of them have stayed in the park.
Gordon has a very strong, accurate arm in left field. Kane can throw some in center. You run on Aoki all day long because he doesn't have a typical right fielder's arm.
And the count 2-0. El Cañon on deck. Connor's brother Casey, first round draft pick of Tampa Bay, switch hitter. That ball hit deep into center field. Go back and tag Gordon. So Adam gets into third. And right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jumanjo, our directing crew, went with Adam Mead. So he's going with El Cañon. And Terry Hanley, Mike Williams, Eric Aldrich, Roger Clare, and I, we're going to go with Gordon Beckham. So here's Abreu. 264, 19 homers, 50 driven in. And here's where, if you're one of our hitters, been on deck, sitting over in that dugout, coming up a little bit later, you're seeing Guthrie. You're saying to yourself, basically right now, he's just a one-pitch pitcher.
He hasn't shown he can get a curveball over the plate yet. Now 2-0 especially, you become a zone hitter. If he gets it in that zone, well, he's going to cause Guthrie some problems.
Well, that's what they say. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up.
That's it. That was a straight change. Took a little something off. 7 miles an hour slower than his fastball. Right down the middle at 88. Pitched before at 95. Pretty good numbers for Jose since coming off the DL.
Well, he pitched for Baltimore. You may have found out about the BP fastball. Okay, so Adams tagging. He's going to score. And we get one. Two down.
Jose Abreu is a run producer, pure and simple. And that's RBI number 51 on his third sacrifice fly.
51 RBIs after missing 2 weeks on the deal.
Pretty impressive.
The cannon he's just, you get guys. You remember one of the greatest run producers we've seen. He was just an RBI machine. He was Juan Gonzalez. It just seemed like he had the opportunity and he took advantage of it. He had guys on base, he took advantage of it. He had a guy on third base, he had a little ground infield back, hit a little ground ball to second to short or sacrifice fly.
To the tune of about 130 a year.
Yeah, he was just a machine there for a while. And also one of the worst decisions ever made in professional sports.
7 years, 142 million, and he said no.
He said the park's too big.
It's too big for me. Well, they'll move it in, pal. They'll move the fences in. They're going to pay you 142 in those days.
First of all, when he hit it, it didn't make a difference what park he was playing in anyway.
Nope.
He had power like the cannon. Well, close.
Biggest contract he ever got after that, his entire career, was $12 million with $2 of the million deferred. So 10 and 2 deferred. That was the highest contract he ever got after turning down $20+ million a year for 7 years.
And I believe that was with Kansas City. That was not a good move by the Royals at that particular juncture. Went to Cleveland too, but I know with Kansas City he signed a $10 million contract. Meanwhile, we pick up one and we trail at 5.
Miller liked.
And you can show off the colors of your alma mater at College Day on Wednesday, June 18th, with specially priced tickets for all college and university students, alumni, faculty, friends, and family. Now, tickets start at $10 for lower level seats. Pretty good. So get your tickets by visiting WhiteSox.com/UNIV. Here's the guy who started off that 5-run first, the leadoff hitter, Nori Aoki. Sharp single.
You can never have too good a mullet here on mullet night.
First pitch strike. Breaking ball, no.
Those are some dandy mullets.
Pretty good pitch, did not get it. That was a strike.
Menard's pitch tracks will show you that this ball had the plate. Now, obviously, where Tyler caught it, it was out of the zone, but it came over about the middle of the knee.
That ball hit well into center field. Can't get it. One hop. That's a ground rule double. So it looks like Aoki has Jose figured out.
They tried to throw a high fastball by him and couldn't get it in far enough. Take a look at the location. Aoki, who does open up after that big leg kick, get the daylights out of this one.
Yeah, that might be his best bolt right there. So here's Infante. He lined a sharp single into center field. Tank getting in shape by Aoki tagging. Here he goes. Here's the throw. It's off the mark. So Infante gets the job done.
Infante is a smart enough player. He was going up there that entire at bat. He was going to hit that ball to the right side. And he got it accomplished.
Well, he was going to go all three strikes.
He's been a good player for a long time.
Yeah, he's been under the radar. Knows how to play the game.
It looks like the infield's going to come in at all four positions for Hosmer.
He just ripped a single in the hole between first and second for an RBI. Count evens. A ball, a strike, and out. 5-7-0 for them. 1-1-0 for us. Here in the top of the second inning, if you're just joining us. That's good enough to get the job done. So it's 6-1.
Second run batted in for Hosmer. He has 31. They got the pitch he wanted. That ball was up and out of the zone, but still, he got enough on it.
Another good throw by Adam Eaton.
Good throw. See the high fastball, even though it was out of the zone. It was a pitch he could hit in the air, and he got the job done.
So here's Billy B. Hudler, RBI single, a run scored last inning. And here's something for all the kids out there on Sunday. Day after tomorrow, Nickelodeon will be taking over the Xfinity Fundamentals field to promote the upcoming Kids' Choice Sports Awards on July 19th. That's this Sunday. And Dora the Explorer and SpongeBob SquarePants will also be visiting the concourse throughout the game and on the Xfinity Fundamentals Day.
Make your plans to be
with us this Sunday for Nickelodeon on the Fundamentals Day. That's high and deep in the left center field, but we got a man there right by State Farm territory. Brought it towards the end of the bat, but they pick up one. They lead it 6-1.
Fan photo for a chance to have it shown on our broadcast later in the game. And as always, it's brought to you by AT&T. Jose's looking pretty good with that mullet, but I doubt if he's going to wait long enough to grow into that.
It's a 6-1 Royal lead here going to the bottom of the second inning. Just tuning in, they scored 5 in the first, 1 in the top half here. So for us it'll be Ramirez, Viciedo, and Diaza. Alexei at .311, 7 homers, 36 knocked in. He is 7 for 42 lifetime off Guthrie. Two and 0. Take 2. Let's get some base runner. Get him on, get him around, and get him in. Get through. It will. So a good way to start.
Guthrie falls behind and has to go with Alexei with a fastball. Even at 94, if it's down, usually going to turn into a hard hit ball, and this one's scooted by Escobar. And a promising start to the second.
Here's Tank at 249, 5 homers, 21 knocked in. Nice gap in left center as he takes ball 1.
Guthrie does not have his command at all this evening, because this is a guy that's averaged just a little over 1 walk per start.
He touched on it last inning. He sat over there for 20 minutes in the top half.
I can't see how that helps you, but we see a lot of teams doing it.
Almost every team does it. It's unbelievable. It's the exception to the rule that teams don't do it. I mean, it's never mind. That's out of play right side.
Now you got Moustakas way back at third. Kind of surprisingly, because they're playing him as an off-field hitter, especially with Kane in right center. They're playing him as a pull hitter. He's up the third baseline.
And there's a base hit back through the middle. So the first 2 men aboard, as we had last inning.
Another fastball. This one up and on the inner portion. And Tank takes it right back up the middle once again by Escobar.
Well, our hitters have got to be, again, saying themselves, he's a 2-0, 2-1, one-pitch pitcher.
I can't remember ever seeing him, and we've seen him a lot, without using the curveball. It's, for whatever reason, it's not there, and he's not really using it.
So far, he's thrown one changeup.
And that was a pretty good pitch for him last year.
Yeah, it was.
That's a straight changer, both good pitches.
Fastball right there. Right down Michigan Avenue.
Those are his career numbers against our Sox. 8-7, 3.5 ERA.
There's the curve. And the count 0-2.
Last 7. Alejandro has been starting to heat it up. And the Sox can use that kind of production at the bottom part of the order.
Good eye off the plate. So 2-2. Curveball outside.
Yeah, he used the breaking ball again, but missed wide.
So a big pitch coming up, the 3-2. And that's ball 4. That will load him up with nobody out.
Time now for the AT&T U-verse multi-view. Decent speed at second, very good speed at the corners, and a chance to bite into that 5-run lead.
Short and quick, Tyler, that's all. Just needs some contact, buddy. Take strike one. Adam Eaton on deck. That guys will not quit. That's one thing about it. Last year, you could put this one in a packet, mailed it into Cooperstown at this time.
Yeah, too much offense on this team to even think about. With still in excess of 20 some outs left. That one down underneath us. Guthrie is really struggling with his command, struggling with his pitches. And this is about as vulnerable as we've seen him against our ball club.
The 1-2 pitch. Yeah, when you can't get your teasers close, that can make for a tough night for you. One out.
Guthrie went upstairs and threw it by him.
So here is Adam. He singled sharply back through the middle, leading off last inning, and came around to score. That little lollipop curveball.
That's the old Ephus pitch. 60 miles an hour.
That was close to the Ephus.
He just tries to dot the corner and misses.
Well, the true Ephus is one you can throw and run behind the plate and catch it.
Yes.
One and one to count. Watch out. Perez loves to throw, and he can throw.
This is a planned play with Moustakas going to the bag, as you see right away, and fortunately Alexei is back easily, and it wasn't a particularly good throw.
So the 2-1. And it's 3-1. Don't help him out. Beckham on deck. It's full.
A whole lot of pitches. There's just one out here in the second. 46 forthcoming.
And this ball 4, yes.
'19th driven in, and it's time for a conference. Dave Island going out there. Base hit here, and things start to get very interesting.
Beckham walked last inning. That's the third walk issue. The third walk issue already by Gus. Now we're at 94 upstairs. They can get it down. Very quickly. 0-2 on 2 high fastballs. They can get it down. They want it up there again. Two out.
This one had part of the zone. And 3 fastballs. Leaves it up to Gillespie.
He fly deep to center field.
Career with the bases loaded. He can certainly improve on that. And drive home a few. At 23 coming into the game tonight.
A little tardy on that 94 upstairs. Our guys keep chasing that fastball up there. We're not going to let him do much, even though he's not anywhere close to being sharp tonight so far. That ball hit right at him, so we're going to have the bases loaded, nobody out, and can only come up with 1 run, and we trail it by 4.
So win won't come easy for the Sox as big game James Shields takes the mound for KC. Coverage starts at 12:30 with White Sox pregame live, presented by Lexus of Orland. White Sox Royals Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Alex Gordon will lead it off here in their half of the third inning. Gordon with an RBI double and a run scored. Picked up his 19th two-bagger. They started off this game with 5 straight hits and no Ducks Norts involved at all. Just rockets. They scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. 6-7-0 for them, 2-3-0 for us. One and one to count. Had him way off balance, way out in front, and the count 1-2.
Jose knows he can't do anything about what's happened in the first 2, but 1, he'd like to keep his pitches to a minimum, and 2, he would like to keep the bullpen out of the ball game for as long as possible.
Breaking ball just got it off the end of the bat. Tomorrow, an afternoon game. So make your plans to be with us. If you can't, that game will be over WGN when Hector Nuesi goes up against Danny Duffy, southpaw. And on Sunday, Rienzo against Shields. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Gordon, a former #1 draft pick. What if the youngster had to pay for that seat for his little friend?
He gone. He knew it.
He just said outguessed. Because that's 85 miles an hour. It's right in the middle of the plate. And he was looking for anything else but a straight change right down the middle.
Here's the 6th place hitter in this lineup, Salvador Perez. He struck out in the first inning on a curveball. That was the first out of the inning. First of 3 with these guys, and an off day on Monday. The Giants come to town Tuesday and Wednesday before us. We will have to depart. Yes, there's a nice pickup, 2 out on a long, tough road trip.
Starts in Minnesota. Our first look at the Twins in their park. Then to Baltimore, and they're always tough at home. And of course, Toronto has been tough on everybody everywhere this year. Those boys can really hit.
Yep. We know Bautista is going to hit. You know Encarnacion's going to hit. And all of a sudden, you throw Adam Lind in the mix.
It becomes really tough.
That's maybe the best threesome in the American League. How about this? That didn't take long. That is 6 in a row retired by Quintana, but we trail it 6-2. An affordable way to experience the benefits of being a White Sox season ticket holder. Split season plans will not be available after June 18th, so purchase yours today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 312-674-1000. It's a 6-2 Kansas City lead. He had the bases loaded last inning. Nobody out, could only push one across. So for us, it'll be Abreu, Dunn, and Ramirez. A good way to get one or two more. Curveball, no.
Even with the disabled list, 19 home runs is third, 51 driven in is fifth, extra base hits 34 is tied for third, and slugging percentage is second in the league. What a start for a guy that for the most part is seeing each and every one of these pitchers for the first time.
Out and around that, that's foul. Well, also, you mentioned the disabled list. But prior to going on the disabled list, playing with a bad ankle. All that time, from spring training on.
That's pretty tough for anybody. But being the front foot, having to put all your weight on it as you come forward, I couldn't think that'd be too comfortable. Jose having a conversation with Salvador Perez.
Well, that front foot was actually his trigger.
And that one got a piece of Gabe Morales. And because of that, Salvador Perez is going to step out there and take some time for it. That's right off the left hand and possibly the left knee.
Once again, the 2-2 pitch.
You see the umpire, Gabe Morales, get in what they call the slot between the hitter and the catcher. And so he's looking at that inside pitch straight on. Outside pitch.
And a good way to start it. Smokes it into left field. So now he is 1-for-1 with that sacrifice fly.
That was actually too hard of a changeup. He throws a changeup, but it's 88 miles an hour. With a fastball he's throwing at 93, that's not enough disparity. You're going to be able to make a mistake, and the hitter's going to be able to adjust. That's what Abreu did. I mean, he hit that ball right on the screws.
Well, that first changeup that he threw was coming off 95, which is not bad, but still not quite enough.
No, it's no.
Adam struck out his first trip.
I mean, that's what makes Chris Sale's straight change, Johnny Danks' straight change. It makes it so good because it's around 10, sometimes 11 miles an hour difference from that fastball.
That one at 92. They got the shift on. And I mean, Alex Gordon way over on the first base side of second. That whole left side is just wide open.
You very rarely see the shortstop because he's charged with plugging the hole, but he's almost right back at second base.
This is the most drastic in terms of placement. And the count's 3-1. Time is called. And that has popped up. Escobar. And that's out number 1.
When you're playing up the middle and you have to go into foul territory, you got a lot of running to do, and he's got the speed to do it. He coasts over. It's going to turn into a pretty easy play. And when you consider he came from behind second base.
Here's Alexei. Alexei led off last inning with a single, came around to score. Big gap in right center. Oh, and 2 the count. That one at 94. Guthrie loves to play chess, go dancing, and loves travel. He's got a beautiful family. One on, 1 out, 2 and 2 the count. Ball hit hard, but foul.
Took a little something off that fastball, trying to get it inside. He was able to. Let's see. Hit it hard, but well fouled.
Big gap out there. Big gap out there in right center.
This one down and out of the zone. Perez just smothers it on the short hop.
So here's Tank. He ripped a single back through the middle. That was last inning.
Guthrie is trying to mix some other pitches in. He's throwing the occasional slider, the occasional curveball, just not throwing them for strikes.
Two balls and a strike to Viciado.
That time he just reached out, spoiled a fastball. Was a little off the plate, but he was protecting.
As he gets him, so we get the leadoff single, a rocket off the bat of the cannon. Meanwhile, we're into the fourth, trailing by 4.
With White Sox in-game live on CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Comcast Business Class.
Top of the fourth inning in a 6-2 Kansas City lead. If you're just tuning in, they scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second. We scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Mike Moustakas. Alcides Escobar, then back to the top of the order with Nori Aoki. Breaking ball, strike.
Now the shift is on for Moustakas. He can hit the ball to left center, but doesn't do it all too often. Outfield pretty much straight away, however.
One and 2 the count for the 25-year-old third baseman.
Moustakas and Hosmer both former #1 picks. Moustakas the second pick in the first round and Hosmer the third pick in the first round in subsequent years.
2 and 2. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
This is close. Dave Morales said it was a little wide.
Payoff pitch. He gone.
Fourth strikeout. Threw a fastball right by him.
So here's Escobar. He struck out his first trip. Something he doesn't do that often against us. Takes down low. Count now 1-2. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for them. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for us. On just a beautiful evening here in the City Beautiful. And it's supposed to be a gorgeous day tomorrow. So make your plans to be with us. Noesi against Duffy. Two balls, 2 strikes.
This one way up and out of the zone. Or maybe he'd go upstairs and chase it, but nope, he did not.
Just did get a piece of it. Long looking, too long for Escobar's taste. That's in center field. We got a man there. 2 down.
If Jose can find a way to retire Aoki, it'll be a pretty uneventful inning.
And it'll be 9 in a row retired by Kentucky.
It started after the leadoff double by Aoki in the second.
He is 2 for 2 with that leadoff single and that leadoff double. Checks it up for strike 1. Next pitch will be number 73.
Tried to get him to wave at a slider, but nothing doing.
They have a unique, the Asians have a unique way of trying to check a swing. They do it with their body. They back away with their body. That time. So indeed, that is 9 in a row retired by Quintana. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. We still trail at 6-2. pizza, because when our Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with the promo code SOX5 the following day. Promo code SOX5 the following day. So better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Bottom of the 4th. Piazza, Flowers, and back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton.
Well, the pitches are starting to pile up for Guthrie, who has yet to record a 1-2-3 inning.
Alejandro walked his first trip. Takes ball 1. I'll send out big White Sox happy birthday. A big Sox fan, Sidney Silas, celebrating 10th birthday today. Honey, happy birthday. She is the daughter of Greg, a good friend of mine. Happy birthday. One and one to count. Yes, he did. Got him. He knew it. 1 out. 6 strikeouts now for Guthrie. And once again, a reminder that this Sunday, Nickelodeon will be taking over the Xfinity Fundamentals field to promote the upcoming Kids' Choice Sports Awards on July 19th. Check the edge. Yeah, July 19th. Dora the Explorer and SpongeBob SquarePants will also be visiting the concourse throughout the game and on the Xfinity Fundamentals Day. Tyler, been scuffling lately. Struck out his first trip. And count 0-2.
Guthrie came into this averaging less than a walk and a half per start and averaging right around 4 strikeouts per start. And he's exceeded both of them by a wide margin. Strikeout number 7.
2 down. So here's Adam. He singled to lead off the bottom of the first, came around to score. Then he walked with the bases loaded in the second. We had the bases loaded in case you're just tuning in. Nobody out. We could only get 1. There he drops the curveball.
And all of a sudden, something you hope did not happen was his ability to harness that breaking ball, both the slider and the curve. Now we started to get them both over the plate.
And there's a little flare. Yes, it is. A little duck snort. We'll take
it. Perfect night for Adam continues. As this either a cutter or a slider inside didn't quite get there far enough.
Here's Beckham, a walk and a strikeout. Perez loves to throw, and he can throw. He's fun to watch behind that plate. He really is a good catcher.
Well, secondary leads are a problem with him because, a lot like Yadier Molina, he doesn't care where you lead off. If you're taking any liberties, he's going to throw it behind you. Gordon over the last 9 games has been very good. 361, 4 driven in, 4 doubles, 5 runs, and 4 multi-hit games. That hit him.
Well, Gordon hit himself right there.
Well, Hermie's coming out along with Robin. They want to check on this.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen it too many times.
We don't need Gordon Beckham going down. We don't need anybody else going down.
Well, that's for sure. Got him off the left wrist, and apparently Robin and Hermie have seen enough to tell him go get him.
Well, Gordon last year all injured up. One thing about him though, you know when he goes on deal, he's hurt. He wants to play each and every day.
Well, this team is a whole lot better with him in the lineup.
Oh boy!
Because the double plays that Alexei and Gordon turn on a nightly basis, some that are unturnable to normal shortstop and second base combinations.
First pitch strike to Gillespie, who's 0 for 2. Twice he's gone out to Lorenzo Cain in center field. He's the Gold Glover out there in left field. He can do a lot of things with that leather, and he makes another nice catch to retire the side.
Team so tough defensively are plays like this from the Gold Glove left fielder. Gordon comes across. He got a good angle. That's another situation where you might have lost that one in the lights, but he's able to stay right with it. And for a guy who was second pick in the country as a third baseman, he's adjusted pretty well to left field.
There's not a better defensive team if you're talking about catching it and range in the American League in Kansas City.
They're that good.
So here's Infante. And that's the first rule in baseball. All you youngsters out there, you've got to catch the baseball. Infante 1 for 2. First inning single, and he scored a run. And now he is 2 for 3. Soft little single. So that breaks the streak of 9 in a row retired by Quintana.
Alexi went out there and figured as long as he was there, he might as well give it a swat and maybe it would stick in the glove. Unfortunately, it did not.
Hosmer, RBI single and a sacrifice fly. He now has 31 RBIs.
Looks like the bullpen is going to start to work once again. It was Scott Carroll before. We'll see who's up now.
This Kansas City infield reminds me a lot of the old Minnesota Twin infield. And they had Minkiewicz, Rivas, Guzman, Koski.
Pretty solid.
Oh. And they all had rain.
They had to. They played on the artificial surface in those days.
I mean, they caught everything. This Kansas City infield's good. Mustaka's really a good third baseman. That's popped up. So 1 out. But then you go to the outfield. I mean, Gordon is Gold Glover out there. Kane plays like Willie Mays out there in center field against us.
If Kane can stay healthy, he's a huge addition to their team because he's got good speed and get him alley to alley. And Aoki can catch the ball, although he looks somewhat awkward doing it at times. The only thing he can't do is throw.
Right. You got Perez behind the dish. Here's Butler. Gilly is 1 for 2, an RBI single and a run scored in the first inning. Now he just missed hitting one out of here in the second. Caught it towards the end of the bat. Going away. 2 balls and a strike to the just 28-year-old Billy Butler.
Pretty hard to believe.
Yeah, it is.
Seems like he's been up for a couple of decades.
Yeah. When you mentioned earlier about his option year at $12 million, which is hefty for a guy who doesn't hit home runs. You're not going to get a guy for $12 million in that ballpark who's going to hit a lot of home runs. But you've got in Butler, what you've got is a known good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning hitter. He gone. Straightened him up on that one. Good pitch on the inside corner. 2 down.
Good fastball. It had the plate. And Butler looks back to Morales as if it was inside. It was not. It was a perfect pitcher's pitch.
There are a couple of guys out there that could have been had for less than $12 million to hit some home runs for you in that ballpark.
Let me ask you a question. There's $1 million buyout in a contract like that. And Butler was raised by Kansas City, has grown up in their organization, and has been one of their most productive players. Somewhere in between $1 million and $12 million, there's probably a deal to be made, maybe for a couple of years. I don't think they want to see Billy leave the organization.
I agree 100%. And what you just said, to me, that's the perfect scenario.
And I'm pretty sure he's been very comfortable there. It's a terrific place to play.
Guys love playing there. Travel is easy, like it is for us. I mean, you know, when you get in the Midwest, Chicago, Kansas City, St. Louis, travel is easy. As that is high off the bat of Gordon into left field, so his counterpart makes the catch. We're halfway home. We need some runs. It'll be Abreu, Dunn, and Ramirez to face Jeremy Guthrie, who was really in a lot of trouble in the first and second innings, and since then has settled down, as has Quintana. Sounded like a broken bat got in on him. Just muscles it out there and two. So he's now 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly.
Guthrie made a good pitch. He threw that fastball up off the plate inside, but just enticing enough to get Jose to swing at one, and he couldn't get too much into it.
Takes the bunt. .31 pitches in the second inning.
This Kansas City team is not a team that you want to be trailing late, because they've got themselves one of the hardest throwing, most consistent bullpens in all of baseball.
Last year they were the #1 bullpen in all of baseball. That's softly hit. Osmond. 2 down.
Really one big difference. They lost Luke Hochevar, who was a huge portion of that bullpen last year, a converted starter who moved to the pen and absolutely thrived. Ned Yost, the skipper. His has not been all sunshine and roses. That being said, he's got himself a pretty good team again.
Here's Ramirez, 1 for 2, leadoff single and a run scored. There's a shot caught by his counterpart, Alcides Escobar. Beautiful Ramirez-like play, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 6th, trailing 6-2.
When it was a barrage. First Aoki, then Infante. Then Eric Hosmer with a run batted in. Alex Gordon into the corner. Another run batted in. And Lorenzo Cain, 2 driven in. And before it was over, 5 runs on 6 hits. Greeted Jose Quintana.
So Perez, Salvador Perez, will lead it off here in the top of the 6th inning. He has struck out and grounded out to first base. Hard, but foul. Change up. 2-2 the count. Well, for several years, the Oakland A's had a player that was much traveled, but was acknowledged to be the cheapest player in the game, cheapest paid player in the game, and that guy was Matt Stairs.
Matt Stairs was a terrific pinch hitter for most of his career.
Yeah, and there were a lot of articles written about how dollar for dollar he was the best. As there is the dreaded leadoff walk. That's the first walk issued by Quintana. That'll bring up Cain. But according to what we read, you'd have to say right now, Kansas City got a heck of a deal in Salvador Perez.
For the length of term of contract and the fact that there's 2 team options at the end of that deal, yes, I would say that's a fine deal.
Well,
one you wouldn't mind making each and every day.
Well, Cain, that 2-run double and Yeah, but the best part about it is that they have an owner, David Glass, with if everything like we were insinuating comes to fruition with Salvador Perez, David Glass will amend that contract.
Well, they have a very happy, very large catcher.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to be pretty good before it's over.
Well, they got one of the best owners in the game. One and one to count. That's out of play right side. Nice catch by one of the fans and one of the Sweets. He gone. Yeah, it's upstairs, one out.
After that double the first time up, Jose has got him on a very easy ground out and now a strikeout. Moustakas was sent to the minor leagues, and it was thought at the time when they sent him down that he would be there through the All-Star break. But Danny Valencia, who had taken a spot at third base, then got hurt. He went on the disabled list, and Moustakas has come back.
Moustakas going out to center and struck out. Good pitch in on the fist.
.100 for Jose. Would love to get out of this inning, and most likely Robin would turn it over to the pen.
Breaking ball, no.
There's a very good chance that Scott Carroll is loose.
Now time. Breaking ball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the 25-year-old third baseman. That ball hit hard, but we got a man right in front of the track. The Sox fans join us on Saturday, July 5th at 1:10 as our Sox take on the Mariners. Also, first 10,000 kids ages 13 and under will receive a White Sox kids jersey presented by Aquafina. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. So here's Escobar, a strikeout, and he flied deep to center. 0-1 the count. There's a good strike. Very quickly 0-2. Little high neck in.
That'll most likely stop him from leaning over the plate. And if Jose gets out of this with just the 6 runs after a very shaky first, it will have been a pretty good job.
Yeah, a good bounce back. No question about it. We have something a lot of clubs would love to have. We've got 3 good left-handers.
Johnny Danks keeps getting better each time out.
Blocked nicely by Tyler. First of a 3-game set with these guys. Change up downstairs. Tomorrow, as we mentioned, 1:10 start. Hector Nuesi against Danny Duffy. So make your plans to be here if you can. It'll be over WGN. And on Sunday, Andre Rienzo against big game James Shields. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Off day on Monday. Then we got the Giants coming in. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to have Matt Cain. We're going to see Matt Cain and Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson has been exceptional this year.
How's that back? Well, he's been one of my favorites.
Great competitor.
That's why he's been. I've never met him, never talked to him.
Just a great
I
competitor.
just love to watch the man pitch.
And his ERA this year is below 2. Giants pretty strong right now, 43-24.
Remember, I was talking to John Trueholz one time. And he asked me about Hudson. I said, "You think Maddox was a good competitor? Watch out!" That ball was scalded, but he recovers. Hopefully he'll be all right, but that'll retire the side, and we'll go to the bottom of 6, trailing by 4. things you love. So visit Athletico.com and start defining your pain-free inner athlete today. Athletico, the official physical therapy provider of our White Sox. Athletico, better for everybody. All right, boys, start pecking away again. We trail it 6-2. They scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second. If you're just joining us, it'll be Viciedo, Diaz, and Flowers, the lower third of our order. Curveball, he drops that one over for a strike. Tank, solid single back in the second inning, then he struck out in the third. Oops, 0-2.
That straight change he just kind of waved at. And Guthrie going to fly by 100 pitches this inning.
That's his 8th strikeout.
Yet another straight change, and he had Viciedo well out in front of him. Aaron Crow throwing in the pen.
Well, Guthrie's a horse out there. He is. He's got that curveball kind of came to him, what, 2 innings ago?
Yeah, that's the problem, because without it, he was very vulnerable as he was in the early innings. With it, along with that straight change, things a little different now.
Got a final from Comerica Park. Minnesota shuts out the Tigers 2-0. Gibson over Smiley. Tigers can be had, as we talked about all season long. They can be had. Ball hit hard. Meanwhile, count remains 0-2. There's a shot back through the middle. Alejandro now 1 for 2.
After almost taking one out of here on a fastball, he got a straight change, was able to stay back long enough and take it right back up the middle.
Here's Flowers 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Just a decent lead. Boston leading Cleveland 10-3, bottom of the 8th at Fenway. And very quickly to count 0-2.
It is a full moon tonight, and it's Friday the 13th. Last time that happened, 1919. That's why the first inning happened.
That's a little high. Where'd that come from?
Well, I'm trying to explain what happened to Jose in that first. He was just ambushed by this Kansas City lineup.
Well, they can ambush it.
Yeah, they can. They got a
not with the
good
long
team.
ball, but the continuation hitting. So 2 down. 3 strikeouts for Tyler, 9 strikeouts.
Bueno, the left-hander, Crow, the right-hander.
And here's Adam. He is 2 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. So Jim Angio and the Cruz picked a click. Well on top. As there's ball 1. (2-0), 3-0. Don't help him out. We need some base runners. And we need somebody to run into one.
Guthrie does throw a lot of home runs. 13 of them this year because he pitches up in the zone.
3-1 to count.
He leads the Kansas City staff in home runs given up, although has not given up one tonight.
There's ball 4.
And that appears to be it. As Ned Yost walks slowly to the mound. You would think it would be Crow against Beckham. He's got Bueno up in case the inning goes to Gillespie. So Aaron Crow is coming in the game. Jeremy Guthrie will depart, and we'll be back after these messages.
Is 5-12 and will be in over 60 communities this summer. So call 630-PLAY-BALL or visit BullSoxAcademy.com to find a camp near you. White Sox summer camps are sponsored by Athletico, by Becker's Pizza, by Comcast Sportsnet, by Sun Times Media, and by WSCR 670 The Score.
Aaron Crow comes into the game at 3-1, the ERA 3.10, on for the 32nd time. Got a pretty good curveball. Has given up 3 home runs. Walked just 8, fanning 16 in those 29 innings of work.
So first pitch popped up by Beckham. He comes in, 1 pitch, gets the job done, and we're into the 7th.
Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC. Again, the LA Kings close out the New York Rangers tonight. We'll have the highlights and post-game reaction from Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Plus, we'll take a look at the leaderboard of the U.S. Open. See all that and more on Sportsnet Central tonight after White Sox post-game live only on Comcast Sportsnet. And Scott Carroll comes into the ballgame on for the 10th time. His ERA, 4.81, a 2-3 record. But he's been a very valuable man out of that bullpen. And his job, plain and simple, hold the Royals right there and turn it over to the offense.
Top of the order for the Royals, Aoki, Infante, and Hosmer. (6-8-0) for their guys, 2-6-0 for our guys. Aoki 2 for 3, a single, a double, and a couple of runs scored. Takes a breaking ball strike. That's going to be out of play. And the count 0-2. Two hopper, 1 out. And you can see your name in lights right here at U.S. Cellular Field on that scoreboard at an upcoming game. Wish somebody a happy birthday, congratulations, happy anniversary, and much, much more. All proceeds benefit White Sox charity, so visit whitesox.com/scoreboard to sign up. Infante's 2 for 3 with a run scored. If you're just getting home tuning in, they scored 5 runs in the first inning. They had 5 consecutive hits leading off the ball game against Quintana, and every one of them was hit hard. And he struck out Perez and Kane with a 2-run double down into the left field corner.
Last time out, Scott Carroll threw 4 1/3 innings of relief of Andre Rienzo. He had a tough outing. Couldn't get through the 4th inning, and Carroll saved the bullpen. Did a great job. And that one whizzes high over the head of Infante.
All-speed pitch. Well, that pushed Scott Carroll's stock up a few points.
There is no doubt. That was a bullpen saver. If your starter leaves in the 4th, you got to cover a whole lot of outs.
And that sinker hit hard for a base hit. So that's his 3rd hit. And that'll bring up Hosmer. Hosmer 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He also has scored a run. RBI single in the first, sacrifice fly in the second. Then he went out to Adam Eaton in center. We mentioned Minnesota shut out the Tigers 2-0. Boston beat Cleveland 10-3 at Fenway. Bottom of the ninth in Miami. Pittsburgh leading 6-5 after 4 in New York. Mets leading the Padres 3-2. Two and 0 the count. After 8 down in Georgia, Atlanta leading the Angels 4-3. Top of the 7th in Milwaukee, 5-1 Cincinnati. Tampa Bay leading Houston 4-1. Bottom of the 7th at the juice box as the count goes to 3-0. Yankees 2, Oakland 0. Top of the 2nd at the Coliseum. Cubs beat the Phillies 2-1 at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Arrieta 2-1 with a 2.09 ERA. So 1 out, 2 on.
Francisco Bueno already loosened up. This has been the 2nd time that he's been up in the pen.
And here is Butler. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored.
Tyler goes out there to try to settle him down, get that sinker in the zone, get the ground ball, and out of the inning.
And a couple of shutouts. Toronto shut out Baltimore 4-0 at Camden Yards, and the Cardinals at home against the Nasty Nats. St. Louis shuts them out 1-0. Lynn over Zimmerman.
Zimmerman's been throwing great, but he just ran into a very good Lance Lynn tonight.
We have some bad memories about Lance Lynn.
Well, he threw a gem against us in St. Louis.
Ooh. There's a base hit just smashed in the hole. And it's a 7-2 ball game.
Second run driven in for Billy Butler, his 26th of the year. And that sinker was hit on the ground, but too hard. Right by Gillespie.
Little
Butler
Billy
swing the bat well.
has faced Scott Carroll 4 times, and he's 4 for 4.
That's not a good feeling when you've never get anybody out, because every pitcher knows the guys he's had problems with.
Here's Gordon. RBI double in the first. He's 1 for 3. Had him way out in front. That's fair ball. Scott right where he should be for out number 2.
This one down the line. Jose stays with it and has time. Good solid toss. And 2 outs.
And here's Salvador Perez. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. That curveball hangs inside. One and one to count. And the count 1-2. Trying to get him to bite one more time, wouldn't do it. So Ducks on the pond, 2 out, 2-2 the count. It's full with Lorenzo Cain on deck. That's a foul ball.
Lorenzo Cain, very valuable member of this team, came from Milwaukee. Milwaukee, of course, has themselves an outstanding center fielder in Carlos Gomez.
Once again, the payoff. Pops him up. Beckham is there, makes the catch, but they come up with one. 7th inning stretch. They lead it 7-2.
Bueno comes in the ball game, on for the 5th time. His ERA an even 3. Only pitched 3 innings, and he's entrusted with a 5-run lead. So Aaron Crow came on for 1/3 of an inning in relief of Jeremy Guthrie. He got the pop-up he needed, and now they turn it over to Bueno. But there's a right-hander in the pen, so you wonder if Bueno is on for one hitter. Net'll do that to you. He'll go hitter by hitter.
Gillespie is 0 for 3. Couple of flyouts to center field and one line shot to left that Alex Gordon made a good catch on.
Kelvin Herrera, the hard-throwing right-hander, up in the pen.
First pitch strike. Outfield. Just a couple of steps over towards right. A little bit of a gap out there in left center. One to count. If you're just tuning in, 7-10-0 for them, 2-6-0 for us. They scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the seventh. They scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Nice snap right there by Bueno.
You see where Escobar is? He probably has this one, but Bueno caught it on a high hop. Turned it into an easier out.
Takes that pitch outside. Abreu, a sacrifice fly, a single, and a fly out to center. Now has 51 RBIs. And that's popped up right side. Was looking for Aoki to come on.
He wasn't coming on. He was going to stay back there, easing his way into the play and allow Omar Infante to make the play. Infante was looking at Aoki, looked at him a couple times, then realized, well, might as well take it myself.
So here's Adam. He's 0 for 3. Takes first pitch strike, that one at 90. Drop down, and the count 0-2.
Bueno played in Cuba. He played in Korea. He played in Mexico. So he has been around.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Two and two. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow in the West Sea against Danny Duffy. That's a 1:10 start. If you can't make it, it'll be over WGN. Then Sunday, Rienzo against James Shields, and that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. As Bueno with a 1-2-3 inning, and we're into the 8th.
Your photo to hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to be shown on our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T.
Kane, Moustakas, and Escobar here in the top of the 8th inning. Kane 1 for 3, but it was a 2-run double back in the first. Takes strike 1. Big hack at a hook. Why not? He gone. 1 out.
Breaking ball down and out of the zone. And Kane missed the last one by plenty. So he went back there. And now the shift for Moustakas.
Moustakas 0 for 3. Can't get that one. Fair ball. 2 down.
Nice play by Jose right on the line. He's playing over toward the line, and then he takes it right down the line, crossing over into foul territory. Jose does a nice job of taking it himself when he knows he can beat the base runner.
He does a nice job of playing first base.
Yeah, does that.
There's Escobar. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, fly out deep to center, and the comebackers. That ball hit hard, but just 0-1 to count.
That fastball was a good 4 inches inside off the plate. Escobar just went up, Tommy hawked it, but there's nothing you can do with this one. If you make contact at all, you're going to yank it well foul. So good pitch.
So his 10-game hitting streak on the line.
What was the longest hitting streak you had?
3.
Had to be a little longer than that.
I don't really know. He's got an 11-game hitting streak now.
He looked like he hurt himself. It looked like a misstep around first base.
He's been limping in the second. Rusty Kuntz going to find out now.
This is one of the guys that they can ill afford. Number one, he's by far their best base stealer. Also is the man in the middle of that defense. He's done a terrific job. Escobar's only made 4 errors this whole year in 66 games.
He's a good one. He was, for a long time they were looking for a shortstop. Well, he finally found one.
And it was a misstep. He's pointing to the spot. So they're going to take him in, not take any chances, and take a look at it.
Well, In his last 40 attempts in stolen bases, he's been successful 39 times.
He's pretty good.
He was 22-0 last year, and he's 17-1 this year.
Pedro Siriaco coming on. And you got a lot of folks around this Kansas City ball club holding their breath right now. See how this one is resolved.
So here's Aoki. He's 2 for 4. Yeah, 39 out of 40 is not too bad. How do you get out of the way of that one?
Looks like skipping rope.
Yeah.
Scott Downs and Ronald Belisario.
There's a strike in the count, 3-1. Pretty good pitch, did not get it. So here is Infante, who's 3 for 4. And he's got a 2-0 count. Good pitch, but on the outside corner. 2 on, 2 out. They lead at 7-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Come on, Scott. Get this guy. Hosmer on deck. Scott Downs is loose down in the pen. In case he loses Infante. Long peg in time, and that'll return the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We need 5 to tie.
and it's Kelvin Herrera. Hard-throwing right-hander on for the 30th time. He's 1-2. The ERA 2.45. 23 strikeouts and 29 and a third. And Pedro Ciriaco checks in to play shortstop. He came on to pinch run for Escobar.
So it's Ramirez, Viciedo, and Diaza. Alexei is 1 for 3. Last time up, he had a rocket that Escobar made a beautiful play on. That pitch at 96 down low.
Pretty good number his lifetime against Herrera.
That one at 97 inside. So 2-0. Pops him up right side, playable. Hosmer is good with that left. Very good with that left. And a reminder, MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Wow. So join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. So visit whitesox.com for details. That one at 99.
Well, he just reached back and threw that one right by him. Big fastball by Herrera. And the ERAs just keep getting lower out of that bullpen.
Breaking ball.
He's still got Wade Davis out there. All he's done is go 5-1 with a 1.23 ERA. And the closer, Greg Holland. ERA of 1.40 with 19 saves.
There's a chopper on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 down. And a note of interest, Jimmy Rollins tonight, the Phillies, has just tied Mike Schmidt for all-time hits leader for that organization with 2,234. That's quite an accomplishment.
Nice to be around that long to be able to make kind of accomplishment like that.
At that position, yes. Anywhere but up the middle, yes. So here's Diaz, a walk, a strikeout, and a hard single. That one at 98. That one at 99. Breaking ball. Got him. So we'll go to the ninth. Not good.
Miller Lite, and it's our Miller Moments, and it comes from Jeremy Guthrie. He didn't have his curveball early, so he went to the straight change a couple of times against Alexi and against Diane. And then some old-fashioned fastballs. So Guthrie went 5 2/3. He is a pitcher of record. And as usual, our ball club has some problems with Jeremy Guthrie. Had him on the ropes a couple times, just couldn't cash it in.
Well, that's the kind of competitor he is. He won't quit. He doesn't get scared out there. Hosmer, 1-0 the count. He's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and a run scored. 2-0 the count to the big first baseman.
One of the great concessions in the ballpark. Right there.
Three 3-0. Butler on deck. Come back again. So the third walk issued by Scott, and here's Butler. He's 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Final from Atlanta. Braves beat the Angels 4-3. Rang over Wilson. And very quickly the count 0-2.
What a good story Aaron Harang is. Anybody could have had him. Was out there looking for a job. Atlanta gambled. And they won the gamble. He's thrown well for him.
5-5 with a 3.20. One and 2 the count.
Tim Collins loosening up in the pen.
He turned and burned on that breaking ball, that curve inside. Two and 2. They get the lead man. 1 out.
This one is very slowly hit. Good job by Connor. Going to second just ahead of Hosmer. And they miss on the relay.
Butler at first, 1 out, and here's Alex Gordon, who had an RBI double and scored a run in the first inning. When they scored, if you're just tuning in, 5 runs. 5 consecutive ropes, base hits. and a strikeout, and a 2-run double by Kane added up to 5. 0-1 to count to Gordon. Breaking ball in the dirt.
A lot of fireworks early, not much late.
And that's out of play, looks like. Juan Francisco hit his 11th home run off Ubaldo Jimenez. It's Toronto. Sets up Baltimore 4-0 on 4 runs on 4 hits. And that's out of play. Cardinals with that 1-0 shutout over Washington. Cardinals now with 14 shutouts this year.
Wainwright and Walker have been amazing, and it was Lynn tonight.
14 shutouts. Last time a team had that many after 67 games was back in 1969. When they had Ferguson, Jenkins, and Hands lighting it up. The Cubs.
I believe Boltzmann was there then also. St. Louis only 3 games over 500.
He gone. Change up. So here's Salvador Perez. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch strike. Twins shutting out the Tigers 2-0 behind Kyle Gibson. Eduardo Escobar with a homer and a bases loaded walk for both RBIs. Off the end of the bat. Come on. So that'll be a base hit.
Alejandro almost had it, and at the end dropped out the glove. So it keeps the inning alive.
Kane 1 for 4, but it was a big one, a 2-run double. This is 9th 2-bagger. Big breaking ball. This guy struck him out on some curved balls leading off last inning.
And not much of a reason to go away from him because he hasn't come close to hitting him yet.
Hey, broke, don't fix it. Right there.
Kane was pretty unhappy with himself because he took one that was right down the middle, right about knee high. Apparently looking for a pitch that he can't hit, which is a curveball.
And that Red Sox 10-3 win over Cleveland. Napoli, Pedroia, and Pierzynski all drove in 2 runs each. Feature that attack. There's the curve, low and away. Just got a piece of it.
I'd get a piece of Tyler. Got him off the top of the left foot. Tyler wants to walk this one off.
Yeah. And getting back to that 69 Cub staff throughout the course of the season, they had Ted Abernathy, Hank Gary, Jim Colborn, Joe Decker, Alex DeStasso, Bill Hands, Kenny Holtzman, Ferguson Jenkins, Ken Johnson, Dave Lemons, Joe Negro, Don Nodebart, Rich Nye, Phil Regan, the Vulture, Archie Reynolds, Gary Ross, and Dick Salt.
And they had the lead for a long time.
Till the Mets beat them on that doubleheader. Pitched Jenkins and Hands out of rotation. Full count. Two on, 2 out in the payoff pitch. Over to Beckham, and that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Need a big bottom of the 9th.
8 walks, 8 strikeouts, and beautiful moon this evening.
Yuri Garcia will hit for Flowers.
That young fan right in the spirit of mullet night.
Here's Leury at 235, a homer. He's driven in 2. Can't get it. Outfield slightly to the right, gap. Nice gap out there in left center. And Moustakas back and well off the line at third. Pretty good pitch right there and didn't get it. So the count 1-1. That one in the right field.
Leury 0 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year.
Off the end of the bat. Can't get him. That little bobble. That's got to be a base hit. More importantly, we got to run
him. Take another look at it. Infante comes over. Cannot corral the baseball, and it does go as a base hit.
As it should. So here's Eaton. He's 2 for 2 with 2 walks. One of them with the bases loaded. One of the walks. Picked up his 19th RBI, and he also has scored a run. Beckham on deck, Gillespie in the hole. Good strike. 1-1 to count. Little left-hander out of Worcester, Mass.
Has had some control issues this year. Normally he's pretty tough.
3-1.
The Royal bullpen is still up and going.
Ball 4. So the first 2 men aboard. Let's give them a finish, guys.
5 times on base for Adam Eaton tonight. And there is the closer, Greg Holland, throwing in the pen. Perez was given some instructions to go out to the mound and allow their closer some time to get loose, just in case. This one is not that far into the bag for Ned Yost's liking.
you see he's still in the game. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, that would have been one of the more costly injuries. Paul Konerko in the on-deck circle.
Gordon has faced Collins 5 times, has 1 hit. Changeup. 0-2. Come on, Gordon. Good 2-strike hitter, buddy. 1-2. High pop up, Perez. Comes Paulie. This year, 2 for 13. And the outfield shading him toward right center field. Gordon well off the line in left, and the gap is in left center. Two on, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th, 7-12-0 for the Royals, 2-7-0 for our Sox. And the count 2-0. With Abreu on deck. Let's get Holland in here. Now, Paulie walks. He will have him in here. There's 1. Fastball at 93. Around that one, yanks it foul down past Joe McEwing.
That ball was right on the inside corner. Ball was able to foul it off and spoil it. See, the last pitch was right in on his hands.
And once again, the payoff. Ball in center field, Lorenzo Cain. The Uri is tagging a second. Now he'll move on into third. But that is out number 2.
Probably some good news for Kansas City. Mercedes Escobar left the game with a cramp in his left calf. Get over cramps pretty quickly, and they're breathing a sigh of relief that it's nothing worse.
Better believe it. He's a good player.
Yeah, he is.
A very good player. Against us, he's one of the better shortstops in the league. So here's El Cañon. He is 1 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. Curveball, no. Adam Dunn on deck. That fastball at 94 on the fist. Way with 19 homers, 51 RBIs. Being on the DL for a couple of weeks. And there's a strike. Fooled him with that one. Pulled a string. And the count 1-2. He knew it. And this ball game is over. So change up to get the 2 strikes. The curveball, a big hook. And the Royals have taken game 1.